Tuned into UBC TV, we warmly welcome you to News Tonight. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa, and Elizabeth Nakakoni will join me in a few seconds on your screen for sign language interpretation. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is where we'll start. He has revealed that in a very short period of time, Africa will be far in terms of development if countries link through the market and add value to their products. Museveni made the remarks while meeting a delegation of born-again Christian leaders in Uganda and outside countries at State House Entebbe. President Museveni explained to his guests that the reason why African countries are still lagging behind is due to loss of value for their products.
All over the world, and here for the people who are coming from the US, here we are struggling with the four principles.
Nachi Valley refugee resettlement camp managers have decried low transition rates of learners from one education level to another, which they entirely blame on lack of enough sponsorship from humanitarian organizations. Majority of refugees who failed to be enrolled on humanitarian sponsorship have been left to loiter around the camp jobless, which has negatively impacted on their lives in the camps.
Nachi Valley Refugee Settlement Camp is considered as the reception center for majority refugees seeking asylum in Uganda due to turbulence in their mother countries. Upon arrival, young ones are enrolled in schools to further their education cut short in their home countries, but also training them on hands-on skills to create own jobs to sustain themselves.
Looking at the smiles on their faces shows really a bright, very bright future. We have looked at the items that they have made on display, the carpentry, the design, the fashion and design. They have done a great job, and you can tell that these have attained skills that they can go out and be able to create jobs for themselves.
While those who have managed to access education are jubilating, their colleagues who lost on that opportunity are choking on hard life.
They are there, but nothing they can do. They are just rotating. Some of them, they are begging, they are beggars for the food.
Nachi Valley Refugee Settlement Camp is home to over 150,000 refugees. The camp has 13 funded primary schools, of which 11 have levels up to primary 7. Each year, these schools produce over 2,000 pupils, but about 600 only manage to join Nachi Valley Secondary School.
And then for vocational education, I think it's even a lot less than that. It's less than 200 students because of the scholarships we give. Most of the refugees are on those scholarships, and currently we have 261 scholarships. So if they fill those slots from primary education, that's it.
And therefore it breaks our hearts as window to see that so many are interested in school, but they can't afford. And because their parents also can't afford, and therefore they are left out. Even those that are on partial scholarship that are not able to top up, it means that even the little effort that we have put in for the partial scholarship is not yielding the full results.
In 2012, Window International Uganda, with support from UNHCR, established a vocational training center to equip refugees with practical knowledge and skills in various careers including agriculture, construction, mechanics, welding and fabrication, electrical installation, maggot breeding, amongst others. Some of the 247 refugees who have graduated upon attaining diplomas and certificates from these careers have a story to tell.
Of course, as a student now, I use that money to pay tuition, at times registration fee, and other things to buy like soap. There is domestic things to do as a human being.
We are all aware the donor support, especially to Africa, to Uganda, in the refugee response is reducing. So I'm happy that by establishing such a vocational training schools, we shall work towards shift from offering humanitarian assistance to the self-reliance of the refugees.
Whereas majority of the trainees here are admitted on full sponsorship, some who are on partial sponsorships continue to drop out due to failure by their parents to raise tuition.
Usually at the beginning of the year, for example, at the beginning of this year, we had more than 350 who had joined the VTC. But because our scholarships are 261, the ones that didn't get that scholarship dropped away.
With the dwindling humanitarian support, there have been hopes that practical skills obtained by these refugees would help them to sustain themselves and create jobs for their fellow colleagues, but this continues to hang in a balance due to lack of enough refugee education sponsorships.
And therefore we call upon implementing partners to hold hands with Window, partner with us, so that we are able to support these communities, empower them through education, and create employment.
Ministry of ICT and National Guidance has pledged support towards the initiative of ensuring easy access to information by reducing internet costs and spreading out internet to all parts of the country. This was disclosed as Twaweza and AFIC celebrate the International Day for Universal Access to Information under the theme Ensuring Universal Access in a Digital Era.
Minister for ICT and National Guidance Karyanga Godfrey has said that government is ensuring connectivity in all areas of the country, Uganda, through building good infrastructures to enable private sector reduce internet costs.
We are putting in place an enabling environment so that most of the people can get information online. Our vision for a fully connected Uganda, therefore, relies heavily on the robust and national backbone infrastructure, ensuring that connectivity reaches every corner of Uganda, even areas where the private sector cannot venture. To date, our NITA-U has successfully completed the implementation of 4 phases of the National Backbone Infrastructure Project.
A representative for Twaweza East Africa, Violet Alinda, acknowledges increased access to information but observed that government should engage citizens to ensure accurate through facilitating access to information.
Because we know that when citizens access credible, timely, and accurate information, they are encouraged to participate and contribute to the deepening of transparency, accountability, which in turn translates in quicker realization of inclusive development, but most importantly, better governance.
Africa Freedom of Information Center representative highlighted the measures to be considered in order to increase the access to information, which includes lowering the costs of doing business by reducing the cost of data and undertaking digital skills training and capacity building initiatives for small women groups, among others.
Also mentioned that you have the intention to lower internet costs. Our colleagues from Twaweza have mentioned the same and would like to echo that lowering the cost of doing business by reducing the cost of data and extend internet services to all districts and sub-counties across the country, allowing social media platforms to operate freely and reduce or removing taxes on social media platforms is very important.
What's your take on that?
Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakova, has said that the ministry has received guidance from the Attorney General to cancel titles issued after the enactment of the Land Act in 1998. These titles pertain to protected areas such as wetlands and forests issued in error or illegally under Section 91 of the Land Act.
The Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development has conducted Public Awareness Week in Chigezi and Lango sub-regions, focusing on empowering customary land owners, including women, youth and persons with disabilities about their land rights and responsibilities. The Minister for Lands, Judith Nabakoba, highlighted government achievements from this awareness week and discussed measures taken to address land-related issues such as managing the estates of deceased persons.
Government has issued out 59,635 customary land certificates to families and communities in various districts of the country. Government has also subdivided a number of titles under the Uganda Land Fund.
An executive order directed RDCs and their security committees to protect land legal tenants, but there is still non-compliance at various levels.
The exaggerations by some people have done more harm than good. Yet what is required is collective responsibility and teamwork to address these matters, as well as guide the population on the right steps to be taken.
The ministry shared guidelines from the Attorney General's office, emphasizing that titles for protected areas like wetlands are illegal and will be cancelled under Section 54(11) of the National Environmental Act and Regulation 11(2) of the National Environment Act.
These titles should be cancelled under Section 91 of the Land Act for having been issued in error or illegally. The owners of the said titles are similarly not entitled to any compensation. Those are titles that are created in forests, wetlands.
Coffee farmers in Kasese district have been urged to use modern methods of agriculture that can protect land from soil erosion. Speaking to coffee farmers in the district, it was former Defense Minister Dr. Crispus Chionga, who said that many farmers have not yielded much due to lack of proper control of fertile soils, and this has resulted into soil erosion often during the rainy season.
The Rwenzori Mountains hold good soils for Arabic coffee. However, due to the growing population pressure coupled with poor control methods of soil fertility, the region is facing massive soil erosion during rainy seasons. This, to a larger extent, has affected the quality of Arabic coffee from the Rwenzori region. However, former Defense Minister Dr. Crispus Chionga has started a sensitization campaign of coffee farmers in Ihandiro sub-county in Bukonzo West on how best they can save their coffee farms from soil erosion.
LOC1s in the whole of Ihandiro sub-county. These are encouraged to come on behalf of their communities. I encouraged them, I convinced them that they should lead the process of soil erosion on the mountain slopes.
Chionga also advised coffee farmers to stop selling fresh coffee to middlemen, whom he accused of exploiting farmers by buying their coffee at a low price.
Up until now, many people, particularly in the mountains, have been selling red cherries of coffee. We call it Selise here. And I've told them in the next 1 or 2 years, we should destroy the word Selise.
Henry Mutabazi is a coffee farmer who has managed to protect his coffee farm from soil erosion.
At least I see through his advice on coffee, after heavy yields I've been getting in coffee, I've been able to get my piggery section in Katojo. I have around 30 pigs from the coffee income I've been earning, and other areas, even taking my children to school, even handling my family. So he's a leader with vision. He cares for his people, regardless of he's no longer in parliament, but he still comes back to us on the ground because he knows we are his people. Soil conservation, he sees soil is being lost. We are losing a lot of manure for crop growth, crop planting, but he's trying to encourage us giving us saws to help on contour.
85% of the farmers in Kasese are engaged in coffee production. 80% of these are engaged in Arabic coffee and 20% are engaged in Robusta coffee production. Statistical figures from Uganda Coffee Development Authority and Ministry of Finance indicates last financial year, coffee from Kasese contributed 9.2% of the coffee exports.
State Minister for National with the Ministry of Information and National and Communication Technology, Godfrey Kabyanga, has asked the 6th Governing Council of the Institute of Information and Communication Technology, NACAWA, to devise more training packages geared at enhancing the skills, competitiveness of the students to fit into the modern job market. Kabyanga was presiding over the opening ceremony for a 2-day induction and orientation retreat for members of the 6th Governing Council at Serena Victoria Hotel, Chigo, where he represented his senior minister, Chris Bariomunsi.
The Management and Governing Council of the Uganda Institute of Information and Communication Technology, NACAWA, has been tasked to design more hands-on practical skills training packages which can empower students to competitively compete in the modern job market. The State Minister for National Guidance with the Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Godfrey Kabyanga, was officiating at the opening ceremony of the 2-day orientation and induction training for the 6th Governing Council members of the Institute at Serena Victoria Hotel, Chigo, where he represented Dr. Chris Bariomunsi.
So that's why we now want to put a lot of emphasis on this institute, and we want to get out students who are hands-on, not just skilled in theory.
He further encouraged to nurture moral values and patriotism among their students.
Because what makes it and values.
The institute Principal Dr. Frederick Chirogo.
Ready? So what we are doing is we are conducting the assessments. But also training with assessment. So that we designed. So our purpose is to work with management to facilitate that agenda is actually to ensure that we're able to achieve that manage delivery. Key to that is that
Dean Monene Singh Engineer Edward Kasuri Musisi, the 5th Governing Council Chairperson, so that Kai and Edward Collins Juko news.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has tasked the National Resistance Movement Parliamentary Caucus to support the presidential directive to the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to promulgate a statutory instrument to operationalize Section 90 of Tier 4 of the Microfinance and Lenders Act of 2016 within 2 weeks. The President, while representing a keynote address, asked the MPs to wholesomely support an amendment when an amendment is introduced in Parliament to strengthen the anti-corruption legal regime, particularly to fight white-collar extortion. The President invited the MPs to a retreat at the National Leadership Institute Chankwanzi after independence, which will be under the theme, How to Lead.
it is well.
These money lenders who are causing suicide to our young people, who allows them to operate? So if inflation is 5%, 4%, 3%, why should anybody charge Amagoba interest of 3% per month, which means 36%, 20%. We are going to stop it. But now, unfortunately, my bazukuru are already in the kitimba banange. Kati now our katonda jari. But in the meantime, number one, Honorable Matia Kaseji is now going to tame these parasites, the money lenders. And he will bring a statutory instrument which we shall all support, controlling interest rates of money lenders. Problem of corruption. Corruption is becoming very, very serious. And really, don't misunderstand me, I am going to crush these corrupt people. Because you are going to kill your country. But it is easy to eradicate this. We are going to attack a few examples, and they become examples of others. But even in your own area, don't keep quiet about corruption, because you are going to lose. And the corruption is by really public servants mainly. Those public servants are the ones who steal government money. They are the ones who misuse power, like the district service commissions, which are giving jobs to their relatives, which are giving jobs to people who are not qualified. For big you, don't continue with this mistake.
In all this champ, which is also the big, I think, troops. Answered on team.
Coordination of NRM process handling designation of leadership and membership of the DIN committees. They are set to expire.
That was at State House in Entebbe, where His Excellency had a meeting with NRM members of Parliament. We'll have a detailed story at 10 p.m. The International Civil Aviation Organization has awarded Uganda an impressive score of 72.17% following a comprehensive universal safety program conducted. This audit assessed the effectiveness of Uganda's safety oversight systems, aligning them with their standards and recommended practices. The entity and group civil aviation globally.
The audit official, known as the Universal Safety Oversight Program, is a comprehensive evaluation conducted by the International Civil Aviation Organization, and it aims to assess the effectiveness of a country's safety oversight systems in the field of civil aviation, particularly in the set standards and recommended practices. Uganda's audit results signal an overall improvement in aviation safety performance, surpassing both the regional Eastern and Southern Africa average of 55.66% and the global average of 67.68%.
While the CMA is a full safety oversight audit that Uganda has scored 72%, in such a comprehensive audit is highly commendable. Prior to this, the other most recent audit conducted were above than the global average. Of 72. What this means is the government, and also with this attracts more investors because everyone are to deal with the country aviation wise.
Of particular note is Uganda's avoidance of any significant safety concern registration in international flights in the country's airspace.
Aviation is about observance of the certification and the facilitation for the end of the earth.
The Aviation Authority and recertifying national carrier Uganda Airlines. Related, Uganda's Aviation Authority revealed that the country's aviation industry is experiencing surges in international passengers. August 2023 witnessed Entebbe International Airport recording 93,500 arriving passengers and 97,000 departing passengers. This month reflects an encouraging sign of recovery from the passenger figures. Samuel Senono, UBC News.
Residents in Butaleja district and the surrounding areas of Bukedi sub-region will have no health audit later on successful innovation of BOSO Hospital. The 28 which commenced in October 2022, April 2024. The director manifesto impression in the office of the President, Wills Bashasha, says that health is a key priority that government continues to pursue to the required standards.
This is a guided tour of BOSO Hospital in Butaleja district. A facility nation. Both local government and taken around to witness the progress. Wait, who is a monitoring mission? Is impressed.
We are told almost % of the employees who were employed, so add some wealth creation and job creation. This is also a key thematic area manifesto.
Results of 2 projects concurrently. 8 billion shilling funding from the stand. David Okanya is the medical superintendent.
The works involves a new casualty ward, a new attendant kitchen, and laundry, but we also have refurbishment of the old OPD, the T block where there are wards and theater, and the administration block.
This is not all. About 74 housing units are equally under renovation. Both the housing deficit and hospital congestion are being solved.
Currently, we are our work progress is 56% against time elapsed of 62% time elapsed. Our target to finish completed the project within a time period. That means we are handing over all the project in April 2024.
We believe that at the end of this refurbishment and equipping, the quality of care offered to the people Butaleja and Uganda in general shall improve.
The facility, a 100-bed capacity, has impressed local and national leaders.
When you look at the quality of works, being exhibited here, you can really see that government of Uganda is having Butaleja at heart.
And we believe this is going to cause a positive impact in this community. Right now, we are saying Museveni, Oye, Museveni, Tova Kuomein, Museveni, Asigaleo.
This is just in line with the priorities of the NRM manifesto of 2021 to 2026, whose progress monitoring is on course.
This is one of the oldest hospitals in this country, and as you are aware, the manifesto has been trying to put health as one of the center interventions.
The NRM manifesto became effective in May 2021. The president took oath. Henry Root, UBC.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo? No. Hey, can I pay with Momo?
Here's our merchant
code. Very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for it.
Can I pay with Momo?
You can.
Or shop with MTN Momo and cashback
and reporting evaluation systems. Then contact UG or call on 0704 913 390782 602 NAS3. Digital Office in Complex and Mood Technologies, a professional research firm.
So you are ready to invest in Airtel's initial public offering? Good choice. I'm going to show you how to do it straight from your phone. First, you're going to want to make sure you have a Securities Central Depository SCD account. Dial *185*85# from your Airtel number. Choose Airtel IPO purchase from the available options. Enter your valid national identification number when prompted. Before you purchase, there are a few things you need to know. The minimum purchase is 2,500 shares. The share price is 100 Uganda shillings. Select the number of shares you wish to purchase. Choose your relevant broker for the purchase. Enter your Airtel Money PIN to confirm the transaction. Congratulations! You receive a confirmation message of your successful purchase.
In this family, we can't agree on anything.
Martha.
We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play.
Martha.
Ndowoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Alina Echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence. Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge.
tuli gulu site tujja kutuuka buli wamu gobosaaga
tuze kulaba ba merchant bafa ab'omugaso ennyo gye tuli abakozesa merchant codes zaffe.
I'm very excited right now.
Excited?
Yes, you people can't see but I'm very excited.
Kakati wano eggulu tulinawo merchant waffe omu wa Paula restaurant.
When I heard of this promotion, I didn't even think it was true. But I told my clients, if you have Momo, it's better you pay with Momo.
In the morning, I was so scared, but now my temperature is coming down because I've seen you people when you came home. I'm encouraging people, always when there's opportunity for something, participate.
Si byabagagga era abantu baffe betuwadde epikipiki nga 13 eziise bantu baffe ba bulijjo era munnayuganda amanye nti kino ekintu kyaffe ffenna.
Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Tata and Mama Sarah.
Wanji?
We did all we could. Naye we couldn't save her. I'm sorry. You brought her in very late. Malaria destroyed her organs and reduced her blood levels. She was anemic. You know how dangerous malaria is. I am sorry, but malaria has killed your daughter.
Malaria kills more people in Uganda than any other disease. Protect your loved ones from this enemy. Ensure everyone in your family sleeps under a mosquito net every night, whether it's a cold or hot season, to protect them from malaria. In the event that any of your family members shows malaria signs symptoms, take them to the nearest health center immediately to prevent complications from malaria that could result into death. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from Global Fund.
News tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome back from the break. The construction of 2 vital healthcare facilities has begun at the proposed district hospital site within Rukunjiri Health Center. The 2 key facilities, a state-of-the-art theatre and a general maternity ward, have been entrusted to Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineering Brigade.
An engineer from the UPDF Engineering Department, Major Francis Mawanda, revealed that the construction would proceed in a well-planned, phased manner. The head of Rukunjiri Health Center for Dr. Mugisha Patrick emphasized that the construction of these facilities would significantly enhance healthcare services for the community.
These are very big projects. And of health, they're going to enable us to take care of pregnant mothers and the unborn children. An unborn child is a very precious resource to the government and to the nation, because once this new generation that comes out is always going to be able to help us a lot. I want to thank so much the government for this project, and it's going to do very wonderful. It's going to be wonderful to serve our community and also lead to the development of our community.
During the groundbreaking ceremony for these 2 healthcare facilities, Security Minister Jim Muhwezi, who officiated the event, assured the community of the government's commitment to bringing essential services closer to the people.
This health center for giving it a maternity ward, but most importantly, theatre, and also improving on the other infrastructure, the staff of this and others. But the long-term plan is to continue with the other infrastructure, expanding this health center into a district hospital. So this is the beginning of the hospital, district hospital coming.
He urged the contractors to adhere to stringent quality standards and strictly follow the bills of quantities to maintain their credibility with the government. The Rukunjiri District Woman Member of Parliament, Midias Kaharata, underscored the relief these facilities bring to local women who have had to spend substantial amounts of money.
UCC has launched a one-year digital audio broadcasting pilot project to enhance radio broadcasting transformation in Uganda. The launched project is aimed at paving way for steps that shall lead to the eventual rollout of digital audio broadcasting in the whole country.
All over the world, 1.5 million receivers have
allow FM radio broadcasting in Uganda to establish what policy, regulatory and operational interventions are required or requirements so that Uganda can harness this digital audio broadcasting. Now when you compare FM and digital audio broadcasting, very similar to how we have digital terrestrial television, digital audio broadcasting allows more channels to be provided in the same range of frequencies. So the limitation we are having right now with FM radio would be accommodated in the digital audio broadcasting. Are we switching off? No. So all we are doing is expanding the options we have to be able to allow more people to come into the space of broadcasting. It is that platform would continue being there, and even now for the pilot, we are partnering with UBC. So people who have receivers, for example, a number of cars have receivers already, they'll be able to tune and test the services and be able to pick them up for free without subscription. Pilot is initially going to be only in Greater Kampala. I know everyone complains, why do we start there? But that is where we're using the infrastructure of UBC in Kololo. So we are looking at a coverage of around 80 kilometers from Kololo, where that signal would be able to be available initially. And then based on the success, it can be rolled out to other parts of the country. Actually going to have 7 stations that were selected. We had an open process because we have around 320 stations. So we put out a call and put a criteria of those stations that were interested to be a part of the pilot to test, and 7 were selected, including KFM, we have UBC Star, we have Galaxy. There's 7 of them, and we will be sharing within them. And what we want the public to do, when you have a receiver that has
a young youthful generation that is very innovative but does not, where all our children and our sisters, our brothers can excel in different fields. Looking beyond what the ordinary eye sees as a national broadcaster, we would want to have as many television stations in this country.
The Executive Director, Uganda Communications Commission, and then the Managing Director, UBC, Mr. Winston Agaba. Moving on, a 6-man team of workers has embarked on a 700-kilometer trek from the Uganda-South Sudan border of Elegu to Kampala with an aim of creating awareness to the importance of conserving River Nile. The team was flagged off by the Amuru Resident District Commissioner, Odong Latele, who appealed to the communities to join the campaign.
The 700-kilometer Nile Basin Development Forum walk has been flagged off from Elegu border post, where the Nile exits Uganda to South Sudan, Sudan and Egypt.
Thank you. On behalf of all the workers, lead the walk safely.
The trek will snake through 13 districts that are crossed by the Nile in Uganda. Amur Resident District Commissioner Odong Latele appeals to communities along the route to offer moral support to the workers.
Just because you cannot walk with us does not show you are not with us to protect the Nile and the environment. This walking we are doing today And the time ahead is to create awareness about the Nile and the environment so that we can restore our environment to where it was before. And my only humble appeal is please support the team working.
He in particular started off the trek as a morale booster for the first 3 kilometers.
Tunasonga vitani tupigane uhuru, afande ni jeshi ya wananchi, tutasonga vitani tupigane sisi yote ni jeshi ya wananchi, tutasonga Kampala tupigane uhuru.
Uganda being the source of the Nile, we are looking at these member countries bringing together funds to build damages, climate change damages and loss. For example, there's a need to plant trees along all these districts so that River Nile can be conserved for the next generation.
River Nile, like any other natural resource, is under immense pressure due to population growth, urbanization, and all industrialization, and these are here to grow by twofold in the next 10 years.
There are countries that are trying to exploit this resource unilaterally without involving the other partners. So we need to cooperate as basin states. To ensure that we agree on how we can develop these resources. There are some areas where we cannot develop unless we come together. A case in point is areas where we can do irrigation or construct dams just at the border. So 2 countries have to come together to ensure that they agree on how to develop this dam, how they're going to share the water or the energy that is coming from the dam. A case in point is the Rusumo hydropower facility that was constructed between Rwanda and Tanzania, and the power is going to be consumed by both Tanzania, Rwanda, as well as Burundi.
The walk is one of the curtain-raising activities for the forthcoming Nile Basin Development Forum conference that Uganda is to host for the first time in Munyonyo come October. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
We wish them all the best as they walk to Kampala, having set off from a Legu border. At this point, let's take a short break. Please keep it with us. We have more.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates back around. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch service for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Multi Technologies, professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Doctor says you are getting better. I have a list of suspects in my file here, but I need you to help me identify the thief who attacked you.
This cat thief again.
Malaria is a thief. Don't let it rob you and your loved ones. Prevent it by sleeping under a mosquito net. Clear bushes and all stagnant water around you. If you notice any symptoms, go to a health center near you to test and treat. And ensure to complete your full dose to avoid severe malaria, which could lead to death.
Dear customer, why pay for more when you can only pay for what you use? Enjoy the best
best value on daily voice bundles now charged per second. For example, if you call for 23 seconds using our 25-minute Bona bundles, only 23 seconds of that call will be charged, leaving you with 24 minutes and 37 seconds to talk longer with your loved ones. Dial *100*1# to buy a daily voice bundle today. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
The Women Trade Fair for this year brings you the Black Friday earlier than ever before. Get ready to buy what you need at a 50% discount. Home appliances like fridges, cookers, TVs and so much more. Boda bodas, tukutukus, soap, detergent, cooking oil, sugar, rice and so much more. Don't miss to get what you've been longing for at a discounted price of up to 50% at the Women Trade Fair Black Friday from 3rd to 10th October. Proudly sponsored by Total Energy, Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, Stanbic Bank, Uganda Breweries Limited, Tembo Seals, Uganda Bati, Simba Automotives, and Node Group.
We thank you so much for watching. The Housing Finance Bank has signed a memorandum of understanding with Makerere University Business School with an intention to equip students with hands-on skills. In this MOU, the Housing Bank will be enrolling students annually and empower them with hands-on skills to help them survive in this country with scarcity of jobs. The managing director of HFB, Micheal Mugabe, says that many youth are unemployed due to lack of skills after graduation.
Several students graduate annually from both universities and institutions. However, jobs are created per year, hence are very few. It has been also revealed that most of the youth graduates lack skills of courses attended. To address this matter, the Housing Finance Bank and Makerere University Business School have signed a memorandum of understanding to empower students with hands-on skills. The Managing Director, Housing Finance Bank, Micheal Mugabe, says as banks, they intend to empower students with skills to enable them survive and work in any financial institution.
Beyond teaching the banking, the finance, the treasury, and all these other functions that the financial institution offers, there's also the soft skills. And part of that is enabling our Ugandans, our young talents, to be able to understand that working in a bank, you need to be possessed of some of these attributes and tenets.
The graduate trainee program will give eligible young graduates an opportunity to learn and gain work experience, as well as strengthen their capacity for employability.
The acting principal, MOBS Professor Moses Muhwezi, asserts that the industry is limited for students where they can obtain skills.
This is a challenge to universities and the government policies that even diplomas, the undergraduates, everybody is out there doing field attachment. So it's not well collaborated. So when we have a program like this, I think this is an opportunity for the universities. The employability issue is a challenge. In sub-Saharan Africa, 60% is the level of unemployability. These students cannot find where to go. And actually in the business sector, it's a bit okay. But in the pure humanities, these people have nowhere to go.
The Human Resource Housing Finance Bank, Lilian Piwang, pledges to reach out to other universities and have students to be trained hands-on skills.
The bank will reach out to other universities as well in this country to interest them to sign up too, because we are many educational institutions that are producing graduates. So we think that we need to give equal opportunity. So this program will start in 2024.
And the culture that we nurture and promote in this bank. So that will all be part of what will await our graduates as they join us and become part of us.
The Memorandum of Understanding signed between Housing Finance Bank and MOBS will give students an opportunity to train with the bank to equip them with financial skills.
Sports news tonight. Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania were Tuesday officially confirmed as the hosts of the 2027 Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations. Uganda, as one of the host nations, will now commence the preparations for the arrangement.
The approval of the Pamoja Bid 2027 brought a lot of excitement among the East African community, with natives looking forward to hosting the biggest event in African history. So now that the bid is approved, what next for Uganda?
First of all, the government must play its part. Parliament must do their part in ensuring that we get the resources we need. Secondly, as a federation, we must sportingly do our part. We are in the process of recruiting a new coach for the national team to start building a new Ugandan team, so that in 2027 we are not just participating but competing, and if possible play in the semi-finals or the finals. But also the private investors, Hamis Chigundu for Nachivo Stadium, Dr. Lawrence Mulindwa for St. Mary's Chitende, and the other facilities. We want to appreciate them, but they should also perfect the game now, better some areas where CAF made comments that you have to improve here and there. They must improve them. So the private investors we have spoken to are saying a stadium can be constructed and completed in a period of 17 months. So even Hoima can be ready, even Achibwa can be ready. So there are no excuses so long as we have the government commitment. For everything we do, we must be attracting AFCON to come here, because it can be cancelled. It can be cancelled. So everybody must be on the board.
Mulindwa also shares that the Pamoja project will entirely be funded by the government.
First of all the money will be paid by government. Actually, the AFCON 2027 is a government project, and we are going to work with everybody. Every ministry.
On who is to benefit from the bid, Mulindwa says everyone from the sportsmen to the general public.
Straight from a border person, you'll have money coming into your pocket. What matters now is how you position yourself to tap into the available opportunities.
We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you at this point. Let's get back to you with a bigger arrangement at 10 p.m. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth and Nakakoni and the whole team. Wish you the best. Enjoy the next health program with the one and only Sophia Matovo. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you at 10.
Inspiring Uganda.
Did you know that Sir Walter Fleming Courts were Uganda's final governor before independence?